like it hot, but we like it raw. Get ready for Raw Nirvana. Welcome to the Raw Nirvana Uncooked Show. My name is Shama.
And I'm Amandia.
Today we're going to teach you how to make raw pizza. And the crust is made of walnuts, 5 cups of soaked walnuts, flaxseed meal, hemp seeds,
and 5 cups of zucchini, a little bit of water, and a little bit of salt.
So we'll start with the walnuts are soaked for an hour. These are 5 cups of walnuts. And we'll put these in the food processor.
Like yo. I'll get the zooks ready to be chopped. Now this is a dehydrated process, so you might want to think about making this the day before you want to eat it. You're going to make the dough with zucchinis, the walnuts, and the other goodies. Here's a bowl for you. Put that in.
The dehydrator will take all the moisture out of this and make it the crust like a cracker.
Sure can. I happen to have something right here.
Thank you.
Let me grab these zucchinis. About, what do you think, one more? This should be good. Take stickers off. Zucchinis are a great source of potassium and magnesium, and walnuts are considered brain food. So you already got a good start on being healthy with your pizza. I think they call walnuts brain food for a few reasons. I think one, because they actually look like a brain, and another is because they provide massive amounts of essential fatty acids such as omega-3, which helps the brain work, keeps it all lubed. All right, throw all that in there. Runaway zucchinis. I'll start putting the other goodies, mixing it up with this. You just throw it in there. And about a 1/4 teaspoon to a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. We're just gonna roughly measure here today. And then you stir it up.
If you don't have flax meal to put in there, and you have the whole flax seed, use a coffee grinder to grind it up, and it makes good flax meal.
Coffee grinders are a great way to grind up any nut or seed to make it into a fine powder. I don't necessarily recommend using your coffee grinder that you use your coffee in, because it will have a very pungent coffee flavor. All right, we ready? That's pretty. It's a very pretty green. And when you juice, like the juice of zucchinis, I just learned this recently. I thought it was a pretty neat tidbit of info. The chelated calcium levels are really high. You get more chelated calcium from zucchini juice than you do from a glass of milk. And if you get any big chunks, just go ahead and take those out, because those aren't going to dehydrate very well. And then mix this up. And it will form like a sticky dough with the water and then the moisture from the zucchini and the other goodies. We've already prepared a couple crusts for you today, so you can see what they look like when they're done. And you can dehydrate it until it's fully crisp, or you can dehydrate it until you can make it a thicker batter when you lay it out, and actually have it be a little bit soft, kind of like a. And so once you get your batter, can you hand me that dehydrator tray?
This is a dehydrator tray, and there's two different kind of sheets that you can put on it. One of them is a screen that you can use for less liquidy substances. And this is a Teflex sheet that you put on.
When it's a little bit more gooey and you don't want your goodness to fall through. So we're going to use that, just demonstrate how we would get it out. So you would just pour a bunch of that on there. And if your dough isn't thick enough or isn't moist enough, just add a little bit more water so it's a little bit more gooey and you can play with it. So then you just flatten it out. Into whatever shape you want. You can do square, you can do circle, you can do hearts, whatever you so desire.
You can also add spices to this. Italian spices, oregano, thyme would be very good in it.
I really like to add sun-dried tomatoes. It makes a really pretty dough and also gives it a nice flavor. So once that's spread out, go ahead and stick it right back in there. And then you want to dehydrate it for 6 to 8 hours on 115 degrees. You don't want to go over 120, so I like to be safe at 115. 6 to 8 hours or overnight. I like to make this at night and then wake up in the morning, and then I flip it. I flip it over and I take off the Teflex sheet, and I dehydrate it for 2 to 4 hours. I typically run about 2.5 hours. So that is the crust.
Now the sauce is made of half of a red pepper, about, and 1 cup of sun-dried tomatoes soaked.
I soak those also for about 1 hour.
And 1 fresh ripe tomato.
And when you're soaking, you can always add warm water and it'll speed up the soaking time. So if you only had half an hour, say, throw the sun-dried tomatoes in warm water and they'll be ready in about half an hour. So just chop this up. See if we can get it all together. There you go. Got a tomato.
And again, all this ingredients goes into the food processor.
Just roughly chop them up because the processor will do the hard parts for you.
What else would be good in here, which we don't have today, is some garlic. Add just a clove of garlic, will give it some good flavor.
We got some salt, some pepper, and we're gonna add a little bit of cayenne today to give it a little kick. Kicks are always fun. Do about 1/8 or 1/4 teaspoon, depending on what you like.
And we're also going to add 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And just blend that up.
We've also prepared some marinated veggies to put atop the pizza and dehydrate. We marinate them so they have like the nice cooked flavor or grilled flavor of or grilled texture of vegetables. Here we have some mushrooms and some bell peppers, marinated in olive oil, water, thyme, cayenne, and cumin. Oh, we have technical difficulties here?
Yes, we are.
All right. We are. Now we're not. Chop this up real good, make it a nice thick sauce. Sun-dried tomatoes are really important in raw marinaras because it actually gives it that slow simmered flavor. looks really good.
You can also use a mandolin to slice these onions. It's a tool that slices things very thinly.
Makes chopping a lot easier. And then once our marinara is done, we're going to spread it out pretty evenly over the pizza crust. Gotta be careful with this crust because it will crack. Sorry, am I getting in front of you? Got big elbows here.
I'm tearing up.
From those onions?
Uh-huh.
It's all right, Shama. Don't be sad.
Everything's gonna be okay.
Starting to get me now, too. We make you cry on the show, yes. Happy tears. Healthy tears. Alrighty. So then we will put our lovely vegetables atop our pizza.
We just have mushrooms and green pepper and red onion on here today. Olive might be good in here, and even some garlic topping might be good too.
I like to put fresh basil. Anything you want on your pizza, you put it on there. But the marinating them is a very good way to get that cooked veggie flavor rather than raw veggies on your pizza. You could also do a nut cheese or anything if you feel like you want a cheese on your pizza. There's various nut cheeses that you can make and crumble atop that.
That looks good.
It does. And once we have it like this, we are going to put it back in the dehydrator for about an hour. The dehydrator, because it is a heated source, it's a heat source, so you will have a warm pizza if you were to eat it right out of the dehydrator. So we turn that on to about 118, and for an hour, then we'll have yummy pizza. We also have cucumber water.
This is just half a cucumber diced up in a pitcher of water.
Cucumber water is a great thing to drink throughout the summer. Adding fresh cucumbers to your water reinstates natural electrolytes. So it pretty much is a natural Gatorade, and it's delicious. In the summertime here in hot Arizona, I like to freeze the cucumbers, dice up the cucumbers, put them in the freezer, and then I throw them in my bottles of water when I'm leaving the house. So that way I have nice cucumber chilled water. Makes me very happy in the summertime, keeps me hydrated, which is definitely an important thing to do around these parts. So if anybody would care to try some cucumber water, we'll put a couple samples up here. This is really fun for dinner parties if you have them, because it's really pretty if you have clear glasses. I'm gonna pour a couple in there, because then you get your cucumber chunks in there. And it just looks really pretty at the table. I also like to add fruits and such too. Raspberries, whatever's in season, chop it up and put it in there. But the cucumber is especially essential because of the added electrolytes. So if you're thirsty, come on up. Not ready yet, but we can do that. Now, the pizza isn't going to be dehydrated for a little while. Do you guys want to eat it now, or do you want to wait till after we're done with the next one? Now? Gotta get that one. Just set it I don't know about chopping on that thing. That should be all right. There's that for you.
You want to just slide it off on a board?
Would wipe down that board first. Do we have another cutting board? I thought we had 2 of those. I don't know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. We're just gonna put a couple per plate again. Is that all right? The fun thing about this pizza crust too is that you can do anything with it. You can put hummus on it, raw hummus and olives and other goodies. Make it a Mediterranean pizza. You can actually make it just crackers, turn it into crackers. You know, this crust is very versatile, so have fun with it. And when you dehydrate it, it would give the veggies a chance to soften, actually like a cooked pizza. That's good.
I like it. It'd be really good with some nut cheese.
That's what I was thinking.